A disturbing trend of kidnappings has continued to spark widespread debates and concerns across the nation. One of the latest victims, still in captivity, is Mr. Emmanuel Ofobrukueta, a retiree of the Post-Primary Education Board in Asaba, Delta State. Frank Tietie, Esquire, primary partner of Forthright Chambers and executive director of Citizens Advocacy for Social Economic Rights, CASER, disclosed this while briefing newsmen in Abuja. Tietie condemned the Delta State Police Command's inability to track and rescue the kidnapped victim. He called it worrisome and huge embarrassment. He explained that this case is to highlight that many families across the country are going through pain and anguish of having loved ones in kidnappers' den. Noted Mr. Emmanuel Ofobrukueta is such a case. Tietie, speaking on behalf of Ofobrukueta's family, revealed that the family has spent over 4 million naira in ransom payments, yielding no positive results.
We have many cases of kidnapping across the country, particularly in rural areas, that when they are reported, they are not attended to, and when they are also, many of them are not reported. The challenge, therefore, is that kidnapping is becoming normal in our communities. My law office has been briefed by the family of Mr. Emmanuel Ofobrukueta, who is a retired director of at the Post-Primary Education Board, Asaba. Now, Mr. Ofobrukueta, who is a retired director at the Post-Primary Education Board, Asaba, Delta State, he retired 6 years ago. Unfortunately, he was kidnapped by armed men on the 13th of January 2025 in front of his house at Mosoga, near Sapele in Delta State.
The principal of CASA showed concern as a responsible government must account for each citizen while nobody should be forgotten. Also, he added that if the kidnappers outsmart the police, it's not an excuse to abandon Mr. Ofobrukueta. It only appears that they have lost hope and interest. Tietie emphasized the need for urgent action, and he stressed that Ofobrukueta was adopted by armed men on January 13, 2025, right in front of his house at Mosagar near Sapele in Delta State. Despite some perceived efforts to the Delta State Police Command to rescue him, Ofobrukueta has been held captive for over 2 months till date. He made available to newsmen a petition addressing to the Inspector General of Police Kayode Ebetokun, where he explained that some family members believe that analyzing post-kidnap events, particularly ransom payments and intelligence from private tracking company, suggest a possible network involving close associate ransom bearers and kidnappers working together to keep the victim captive.
We believe strongly, and we speak on behalf of the family of Emmanuel Ofobrukueta, that the police in Delta State no longer appears to be interested. That's why we sent the copy of this petition to the Inspector General of Police, which has been duly acknowledged. And we have called this press briefing to urge the Inspector General of Police, and in fact, appeal to the Inspector General of Police, that the narrative about unresolved kidnapping in Nigeria must change. It must change in the sense that it is no longer enough for families to dwell in anguish, remain in perpetual pain when they have made complaints to the police, and the police will abandon them to their fate. In this case, they've even gone further to employ the services of private tracking companies just to ensure that they track and know the fate of their loved one, Mr. Emmanuel Ofobrukueta.
Tietie concluded that Delta State police are overwhelmed by the kidnappers' tactics, while he requested police intervention to organize a special police effort to unravel the kidnapping and rescue the victims.